Did you know that you can use Google Ads to very quickly get more views on your YouTube videos? If your YouTube videos consistently generate leads and sales for your business, as they certainly do with mine, this is a strategy you may want to try. Let me walk you through it. So to demonstrate this, I'm in one of my example Google Ad accounts. If you don't already have a Google Ad account set up, you're going to need to do that to go through this process. I've got another video that walks you through exactly how to set up a Google Ad account, so you can go ahead and watch that and then come back here once you've got your Google Ad account set up. Once you are here, we need to go ahead and create a new campaign. So the first thing we need to select is our campaign objective. I'm going to go ahead and select create a campaign without guidance. That'll make more sense as we go through the campaign creation process. Not something I would typically do with a Google Ad campaign. We'd normally be optimizing for leads or sales, but we're looking to do something a little bit different here and directly send people to our YouTube videos. With that in mind, next thing we need to do is select a campaign type, and we're going to go ahead and select video. You can see it says here, drive action on YouTube with your video ads. And once you select video, you get this menu of campaign subtypes. The default here is video views, and that's what we're going to go with. But it is worth reading through the options and just thinking, is that actually what I would prefer? Would I prefer the most efficient reach possible? Would I want to drive conversions? That's typically what we do if we're running video ads to directly send people to our website to generate leads or sales, as opposed to sending them via our YouTube videos first, which is kind of the premise of this video. We could do an ad sequence, audio reach, even YouTube subscription and engagements as a new option, which we're playing with at the moment, and I will have more information for you in the future. But for now, we're going to go with video views to do exactly what I said, which is get more views on your YouTube videos, which is especially valuable if you know that once someone has watched your YouTube videos, they are much more likely to convert, as certainly is the case with my business. A YouTube long view is one of the best ways to warm up someone to the point where they might be willing to work with you or buy your stuff. Okay, so we've got type video campaign name we can leave as is. And then we've got ad formats. So we've got three different options here: skippable in-stream ads, in-feed ads, and shorts ads. What I'd recommend is that you remove skippable in-stream ads and shorts ads, assuming you're looking to advertise long videos, which is typically what I recommend. They're more likely to lead to a business outcome, a lead, a sale, etc., because of the warming up power of a long view, like I just mentioned. In-feed ads, if we hover over to see the description, in-feed ads are at least 7 seconds long and consist of a video thumbnail and some text. Users can watch the video ad autoplay inline or click on the thumbnail to watch the ad on a YouTube channel or watch page. So in-feed ads most closely replicates the experience that a viewer might have if they were to watch one of your YouTube videos organically. So that's why I'd recommend removing the others and then going with in-feed ads, because if that's what we're looking to replicate, is we know that organic views work really well for our business. We want to increase those by putting some paid budget behind it. That gets you as close as you can. Bid strategy, target CPV, cost per view, that's fixed. It's what I'd recommend in this instance anyway. And then we've got budget and dates. So the default is campaign total, but I would normally recommend changing that to daily. I find that daily budgets, you have more control, more flexibility. You can decide to run it for longer if it works really well than you do with a campaign total that is designed to have a fixed end date. In terms of amounts to enter, I'd normally recommend starting relatively small for your business. If you've got other ad budgets, marketing budgets, spend less on this initially. You can always increase that should the added views that you're able to generate from paid ads translate into the business outcome that you want. So, I'm just going to put in £20 for today, but it can be whatever. I'm going to select the end date as none because I want to run this continuously, particularly if it works really well. Then we get into networks. So obviously we have to have YouTube. I would recommend removing Google Partners. That's really, we're looking to advertise YouTube videos here to get more views on YouTube. Totally makes sense that that's the only option that we want to go ahead and select. Locations. So this is going to be very similar to all your other advertising that you might be doing. Target the places where people can go on to become your customers. No point generating lots of views from a country that is the other side of the world and you can't ship them product or provide services. Now, there might be instances where your business does operate internationally. Mine, for example, as a Google Ads agency, we have clients all around the world. Now, we have our core market. So in our instance, we might be looking to go for, say, the United States as an entire country, the UK, we might add in as well. Something like Canada, Australia. I won't go ahead and add in all our top countries, but you kind of get the idea. You can go locally as well, should you want to. So you can go ahead and select advanced search and you can add in a specific location. So if I wanted to target, say, the city in England of Oxford, I can come in here, Oxford, England, United Kingdom, include, and then that would target that specific area. Okay. I'm going to delete that out for demonstration purposes, but don't overthink it. Where can you serve your customers? That's where you want your views to come from as well. Languages, I'm happy to leave as all languages. You might want to get more specific, particularly if you operate in a location where there are multiple languages spoke, but you're only able to serve customers in one language. Perhaps that's all you speak, for example, or your team works, then great, go ahead and add that in. I've got EU political ads. No, I imagine that's going to apply to most people. Depending on where in the world you are, you may not see that pop up. And then we've got related videos, okay? So if we go ahead and click on related videos, what we want to do here now, this isn't going to be the video that we're specifically advertising to get more views on, but this is going to be related videos. So typically you want to select here your own videos, but other ones that are closely related. So you can literally grab the URLs from your own YouTube videos, or you could just go ahead and start searching. So if I put in here, for example, Ben Heath Google Ads, we're going to have a whole bunch pop up. So I could say like, right, I want the best Google ad campaign structure to be one of my recommended videos, related videos, I should say. How to create a negative keyword list is another one. By basically just popping this in, I'm going to come up with some of the more recent ones. How to crush Google Ads as a beginner, right? So you can add 2 to 5. I normally recommend adding 5, but to keep the speed up, let's go. And you can see how that's going to display, right? Here's going to be a video ad, and here's going to be your related videos down beneath. Okay, go ahead and click done. To start with, I wouldn't recommend messing with any of the additional settings. You can say set a frequency cap, you can add in an ad schedule, lots of things you can do. I think that overcomplicates it. Let's get started. We can always make adjustments later on. And now moving on to the ad group, you can obviously give your ad group a specific name should you want to. And then we've got this audience section. So who do we want to advertise to? Who do we want Google to advertise our YouTube videos to, right? So we can give this audience a name if we wanted to. We can select demographics, interests, and then we can add in your data. So what you do here really depends on the situation of your YouTube channel to begin with. If it's really new, you don't have much data, then I would normally recommend coming in and adding in some information that helps Google understand who is likely to be interested in this content. Who is likely, and then obviously you're hoping they're going to come on, become customers. So who is likely to not only watch, but then also buy, become a lead, etc. So that might mean adding in some demographic information. It might be that your audience is overwhelmingly female. It might be that nearly all of them are over 35, for example. This is absolutely going to depend on your business. So add those in should you wish to. You could do the same with like interests and detailed demographics. So if we're advertising my videos, for example, we could literally put in Google Ads. You can add in some terms that are related, Google advertising that are related to your audience. And that's what I'd recommend you do if you don't have much of an organic following on YouTube. Now, on the other hand, if you do already have an organic following, you have subscribers, you have video viewers on YouTube, then my preferred option would be to use those people, not only to put your ads, your videos in front of, but also Google can then extrapolate from that audience. I'll show you how to do that. So if you go ahead and click your data, add your data, click new segment, and then select YouTube users, go ahead and click continue. Let's call this audience YouTube video viewers. I'm going to leave customer type blank because these aren't customers. These are YouTube video viewers, so a bit different. And then we can go ahead and go with select a channel. If I click in here, I've got my Ben Heath Google Ads channel linked. You will need to have your YouTube channel linked. Again, that is covered in that video where I talk about setting up your Google Ad account in the first place. So if you already had a Google Ad account, so didn't go and watch that, but you don't have your YouTube channel linked, you will need to do that in order to go through this process. So just give that video a quick watch. You'll see exactly how to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Ben Heath Google Ads. Then we can select the action, who should and shouldn't be included. The default is view any video. I'm fine with that, but you can get more specific, like only use subscribers should you wish to. I'm normally happy to keep the audience nice and broad because I know that Google knows who are the subscribers, who are the people that watch all the time, and that's the more valuable data. So I'm going to go with view any video. The max days you can go to is 540. That's what I'm going to go with because I want the largest possible audience. I want Google to have as many data points as possible. It makes it easier for Google to work out who to put your ads in front of. Pre-fill with our 30 days. Yes, don't want an empty segment. Give a description if I want to, don't need to. Go ahead and click continue. Right, so we've successfully created the segment YouTube video viewers. And we've added that in because we've created it here into the your data section. Now you'll see here that we said your campaign will get few or no impressions because your targeting is too small. At the moment, we're only targeting those people, which is a decent sized audience, but I get Google's point. They want the audience to be a lot larger. So the easy way to do that is just to turn on audience expansion. So audience expansion finds more users who look like your selected audience to increase your campaign's potential reach. So if we go ahead and tick this, Google's not only going to put our videos as ads in front of our existing YouTube video viewers, but they're also going to put them in front of people that look like this audience, which is our existing YouTube video viewers, which is exactly what we want. So make sure you select audio expansion. I would do that, by the way, if you did the previous option, you added in the interest and detailed demographics and demographic info up here. I would still normally select enable audience expansion because we want Google to work out who to put our ads in front of. Google does a better job normally than us advertisers of working that out. But the reason why I would still recommend adding in the information if you do have a brand new channel is because it gives Google some direction. So you're basically saying to Google, these are my people, but it's up to you. And I think that's the best of both worlds. Not overly specific, but not just completely letting Google work it out. Then we've got content, where you want your ads to show, keywords, topic placements. I would recommend leaving that blank. I think that gets more complicated than you want it to be at this stage. And honestly, I'm quite happy to let Google work it out. If you're a big corporation with very strict brand guidelines and what you want to be, there are certain associations and topics that you, for example, don't want or do want your ads to show alongside, then maybe that's what you need to look into. But for most advertisers, don't worry about it. Okay, and we've got create your video ads. Now these are really easy because it's literally our YouTube videos. So if I go ahead and start searching for videos again, if I put in Ben Heath Google Ads, they will once again pop up. So for example, we could look to advertise our campaign structure video that I talked about before. So we want to add in our final URL as the URL of this video. Then we've got the long headline. I would typically recommend this just be the title of the video. So what have we got here? The best, actually no, Google's not going to want capitalization in the headline. So the best Google ad campaign structure in 2026. So it replicates that. People click through. If it worked well organically, or that's what you decided to work well organically, then it makes total sense. Then we've got description, which is required. So we could say learn or see the recommended and updated Google ad campaign structure for 2026. Something like that. Like I said, doesn't always display. Add in description there. URL options is probably nothing you need to worry about. Ad name, I normally just go with the name of the video so I can easily keep track. And then we've got asset optimization. This part's really important, so make sure that you deselect that. Vertical versions of the videos just doesn't make sense given what we're looking to do. I should quickly mention as well that we've got here a warning. Videos longer than 3 minutes don't usually perform well as shorter videos. That's definitely true for what we're looking to achieve in terms of like the way the campaign's set up. But what we're really doing is looking to get more views on our YouTube videos because of all the benefits that are going to come downstream of that. So you don't have to worry about that too much given the setup that we've got. Okay, so we've got one ad. You can go ahead and create extra ads. I would normally recommend that you don't just run ads to the one video. You normally want to do so to multiple videos. And then we've got set a bid for this ad group. So true view target bid. I normally recommend going with something relatively inexpensive. Google may well provide you with estimates and recommendations. I'm going to go with a penny here. We typically see that views are going to cost slightly less than that if we do this for my content. I'll talk about when we do and don't do that and how that works in a second. Then you can go ahead and click create campaign. Google's going to review it, make sure that your videos aren't going to cause any issues or violate any advertiser policies, and provided they don't, which is relatively unlikely if it's already a video that's up on YouTube, then ads will start running sooner rather than later. So in a second, I'm going to talk about when you do and don't want to use this strategy and some other considerations. But first, I want to very quickly let you know about Hyros. Hyros is fantastic tracking and attribution software and can really help you improve your Google Ad results. It's a software that all the big players in the industry use, including myself. I use it to track results for my own ads across multiple platforms, including Google Ads, and all my organic results as well, which is super helpful. So if someone, for example, comes through and books a call for our Done For You services, I can see exactly where that person came from. This is particularly important if you're running ads across multiple channels or generating customers organically as well. Without accurate data, you are flying blind, and knowledge is power. So let me show you how important this is. So I'm here in my Hyros dashboard. I'm going to take a look at the data and the results that Hyros has been able to track and compare those to what I'm seeing within my Google Ad account for the same campaign. So this is a Google Ad campaign that we've been running. We're only looking at data for a few days here, but it really demonstrates what's going on. So you can see Hyros has registered 6 leads generated, a cost per lead of just over £15, 75 clicks. It's just a branded search campaign, hence why the CTR is 30%. So not a huge amount going on, but representative, right? So that's the data we can see within Hyros. If I jump over to my Google Ad account, we look at the exact same campaign, same time frame. We've got May 21st to 27th. You can see a lot of the data matches up, right? We've got 75 clicks, 30% CTR just like before. But if we scroll over, you can see that Google has only registered 3 conversions as opposed to the 6. So it's registered half the number of conversions. And I can tell you, looking at the back-end data, that the 6 from Hyros is the accurate number. And that's why this is so important, because we might look at the Google Ads data and come to the wrong conclusion, think this isn't profitable, turn stuff off when we shouldn't, but we can verify it with the Hyros data and make much better, more informed decisions and end up with better overall ad results because of it. So if you want to improve the performance of your Google ad campaigns and be able to see exactly where your leads and sales are coming from, go ahead and sign up to Hyros. There is a link in the video description. So a couple of things to note about using this strategy. Firstly, when I've talked about this previously, people have had concerns that running your YouTube videos as ads to get more views on YouTube could then hurt those videos organically, make it less likely that they're going to be pushed by YouTube. And the reason why is because when someone clicks through onto your YouTube video and watches it from an ad, as opposed to doing so organically, their watch time is likely to be lower. They will watch less of the video, and watch time is one of the most important signals that YouTube uses to assess video quality. The videos with more watch time get pushed more regularly to people because they're seen as high quality. People stuck around and watch them. The ones that get lower watch time are less likely to be recommended to people. So it can affect your organic views. Now, that is true. The watch time from those paid clicks will be lower than from organic clicks. But YouTube and Google are sophisticated enough to separate out paid results and organic. And in our experience, we have not seen that. We have not seen a drop-off in organic rankings or organic views because we're running paid ads. And this works both ways, right? So running paid ads to get more views on your YouTube videos shouldn't hurt your organic rankings, but it also is very unlikely to help it, because you can't just make a video blow up by getting a load of views through paid ads and then hope that it will then pick up more organically. It's not going to work that because they are separated out. With that said, I've never tried to grow a YouTube channel from almost nothing using paid ads. I very much see the paid ad side of YouTube as a way to amplify what you're doing, drive real business outcomes, lead sales, etc., as opposed to just trying to blow up a video or blow up a channel. That audience base really needs to come organically. And in those instances, we haven't seen it cause any issues. So don't look at this and think, this is a way to become like a successful YouTuber, right? You still need high quality content. It still wants to rank organically. This is a way to, let's say you've got videos that you know are converting, are generating leads and sales, and go, I think we can pay to get more eyeballs on this because they perform really well. And that lead to more leads, more sales, as opposed to just trying to get enormous amounts of views and like a mass audience approach. I mean, firstly, the cost is going to be prohibitive. Like, if you're trying to blow up all these videos by putting budget behind them, you're going to have to spend a lot of money to get significant view numbers. And if you're just doing it for the sake of views as opposed to driving a business outcome, how are you going to fund that? Also, paid views are less likely to convert into subscribers, significantly less likely than organic views. So it's less likely to translate to a large subscriber count, right? Like I said, this really should be seen as a way to get extra eyeballs on video content that you know converts in order to generate more leads and sales. So for example, on my Google Ads channel, the paid views will account for less than 5% of my total views and probably significantly less than 5% of my total subscribers. That audience base has been built organically. We see paid as a way to get more out of what we're already doing, get more leverage on our time and effort of creating the organic content. We're more likely to spend, we don't spend budget on every video. We're more likely to spend money on videos that we know convert well. So we track that. We track exactly where our leads come from, where the interest comes from, the ones that perform well. We go, right, might be worth spending a bit more money. When we do so, we're going to target our most valuable markets, places like the US, the UK, etc., as opposed to going broader. And we found that to be a viable way to increase demand for our Google Ads services. Plus, we're a Google Ads agency, we experiment, we're going to play with things. Makes total sense, right? And if you want us to run your ads for you on YouTube, or if you've got other Google Ad campaigns that you're running that you'd be interested in my agency taking over, most likely getting you significantly better results than what you're generating now, there is a link in the video description. And if you are new to Google Ads and operating with a relatively small budget, go ahead and check out this video where I show you how to crush Google Ads with a small budget. I've got a bunch of recommendations and adjustments and changes that you want to make when operating with a small budget as opposed to a large budget, and I cover them all right here.